Hi everyone, and welcome to today's training. We're talking about the Ningxia wolfberry and the products that contain the wolfberry. First of all, get yourself set up, ready for our chat together. I've got my cup of tea, actually sleek tea, which I've added some tangerine oil to. I've got my glass of water, which I've added some citrus fresh to, and just to help me stay present with you guys, some vetiver. So absolutely love vetiver. All right, let's get started. So today we're talking about the Ningxia wolfberries, but first of all, let me do say and remind you that this information is for your personal use only, and be very mindful about how you share that with others. We're not certifying you to perform any kind of diagnosis or medical treatment or anything, or to make claims about the essential oils. So just err on the side of caution and refer to a health professional of some kind if you're ever in doubt. All right, let's talk about the Ningxia wolfberries first. The Ningxia wolfberries are like all berries, a fruit rich in nutrients, and I guess we call them a superfood or a superfruit because of that, because they are so nutrient dense. Now those nutrients have names like polyphenols, polysaccharides, and trace nutrients. But you know, we just want to know that it's a nutrient rich berry with lots of research behind its use, particularly in China. We're going to talk about that in a bit more detail in a minute. So we've had the Ningxia wolfberries at Young Living for many years now, and they're in products like the Ningxia Red, the Ningxia Nitro, also the Sleek bars. So in various forms, it might be the wolfberries themselves, the wolfberry juice, the wolfberry extract, or the wolfberry seed oil. And yes, wolfberries are the same as goji berries. That's another name for it. So let's have a look at the farm. Actually, there's some ladies there picking the wolfberries in China, and happy to do so. So they do come from China. They're predominantly from the Ningxia Hui Autonomous Region, hence the name Ningxia. And that is an area unaffected by industrial waste. So the information about that specifically is that it's primarily an agricultural region without heavy industrial influences. And just to be sure, as part of our commitment to quality, of course, we require certification on the wolfberries, and they are screened and tested to be of the highest quality. And so some of you may be aware that we have in the past rejected berries on the for them not being high enough quality, and so this is the real commitment to quality that Young Living has that makes it known for really great products. So in China, the berry itself has been part of the traditional diet for a long, long time. And it's interesting, isn't it? The traditional and the tribal diets, they often had these nutrient-dense superfoods just part of their everyday food. And that's how they stayed so healthy and disease-free. Ningxia Red, let's talk specifically now about the Ningxia Red product and what it contains. So it is one of our absolute best-selling products, and for those of you who are taking it and regularly, you'll know why. It's got a beautiful flavour and it's easy to take, and as we'll see today, combined with other things. You can even add it to your sleek tea, apparently. So it is what we call a nutrient infusion, and it contains the essential oil. So let's have a look at the fruit ingredients. A wonderful array of fruits that really provide those nutrients, trace minerals, trace vitamins, antioxidants, and this wonderful ingredient called D-limonene. It's up there on your screen if you'd like to look it up. I highly encourage you to do your research on D-limonene. It has some amazing properties that I'm sure you want to learn about. So we also have blueberries. Blueberries are well known for being a superfood as well. I personally put them in my smoothies on a regular basis because they make this beautiful, rich purple colour, but they taste divine as well. And then we have the aronia berry, something I was unfamiliar with, but that is stunning. There aren't too many foods in nature that are black, are there? So it's just testimony to how rich they are with these pigments, these nutrient-related pigments. And then we have the cherry, the pomegranate, and the plum. All nutrient-dense, as natural foods are, but with their own nutrient profile. So wonderfully comprehensive as a formula together for this Ningxia Red. But in addition to that, we have the essential oils, and there are a lot of products out there with essential oils added, but as far as juices go, this is a rarity. So we have orange oil, and orange oil has the properties of being uplifting and really great for creating atmospheres of creativity. Certainly orange oil is one of the oils that I always diffuse at dinner parties. Just creates a lovely ambience. Then we have yuzu. Yuzu is something you may not be familiar with. It's a form of lemon. It's got a bumpy skin and those big seeds. You can see sort of large compartments and big seeds. And it has a slightly different flavour profile than the regular lemon, which is also in the citrus oil. And yuzu has an uplifting effect similarly to lemon. Lemon's known for its positivity and energizing effects. Certainly lots of people have lemon first thing in the morning, fresh lemon first thing in the morning in their water. And it's a great little start, pick me up for the day. And then we have tangerine oil. Tangerine is a favorite around the world. It's beautifully calming, but has a wonderful flavor, which is why they're in the one of the main reasons they're in Ningxia Red. And as I mentioned, I have the tangerine oil actually flavoring my sleek tea at the moment too. So it is delicious. All right, so let's just have a look at some benefits of the Ningxia Red. It is, as I mentioned, we kind of call it a whole body nutrient infusion, and you'll see that information here in the product information pamphlet. And it's designed for wellness support. And I guess what that means is, unlike drugs, which you take and they have a direct influence on the biochemistry, like they're designed to have a pharmacological action, nutrients work differently. Nutrients are not drugs. Nutrients in the form of our food particularly, which is, as you know, why diets are so important for our health. They provide the nutrients that the systems of the body need in order to function normally. So the best example I can give you is that the immune system needs plenty of vitamin C in order to function, amongst many other nutrients. So having an orange a day is a really important health strategy. And it's not because the orange is promoting your immune system necessarily. It's that orange is providing your body with nutrients that then the body can utilize in its own wisdom to support the immune system or the skin or whatever. So this is how nutrients are so vitally important to our diet, and why Ningxia has this whole body nutrient effect, this whole body effect in helping our well-being. It's indistinct, it's generalized, but it's still very powerful. The Ningxia Red contains the D-limonene, so have a look on the internet with regards to the benefits of D-limonene. And then we say that Ningxia has fortifying and revitalizing actions. And what does that mean? So I looked up the dictionary definition of fortify and came up with these. You'll see on your screen. So to strengthen by building military defences, not so relevant to us, to make someone or something stronger, which is exactly how we utilise the Ningxia Red. Now, I personally had a health crisis myself last year, and the Ningxia Red was something that I took every day as I was recovering, and it was just, as along with many other things, then it was something that really helped me grow stronger. And also, fortify means to make yourself feel stronger or less fearful. So, many of us believe in the correlation between physical strength and mental strength. And certainly that was the case for me. So feeling strong physically, even with exercise and working out, it's very important for mental resilience as well. And then we have revitalise. So the Ningxia is helping us to revitalise, which is to give new life to, new vitality and vigour. And there's lots of people out there who with their day-to-day routine don't feel as energised or as vital as they'd like to. And, it has a lot to do with the habits that they have. Do they exercise? It's really important to exercise if you want to have energy. Are they eating well, too much coffee, these kinds of things. So Ningxia Red's a really helpful part of that person's commitment to being more energised on a daily basis. So what else does Ningxia Red include? And we're very upfront at Young Living about the ingredients. Everything that's in there is available for information to you, and you can see there on the screen natural blueberry flavour, vanilla extract, pectin, and then sodium benzoate. And I'm going to address sodium benzoate in a moment. Also contains a little amount of stevia for a little bit of natural sweetening. The recommended daily amount is the 30 mils twice a day. I personally take 60 mils once a day because it just works for me. And we did have a question earlier about whether you can take more and whether more is better. It does have a lot to do with your nutrient status to start off with. If you are eating lots of organic foods and having daily vegetables and fruit and you're not particularly stressed or exposed to any pollution and those kinds of things, then perhaps your diet is sufficient for your nutrient intake. But for many of us, we do require extra. And for most people, 60 mils is adequate. Some people recommend a little bit more if you're, in more of a lower state of mind or lower state of health. And that's really determined on an individual basis. Now, the shelf life for Ningxia is approximately 18 months, but once it's opened, it's got about a 30-day lifespan. And if you're taking that 60 mils a day, then that's about as long as it would last anyway. For most of you, the kids would have some and the husband might have some, and so it probably doesn't last that long. You need a little bit more. Let's talk about some of the questions that you have regarding Ningxia, regarding the wolfberries, and I have them listed here somewhere to address, and some suggestions for its use as well. So some of the uses recommended suggest it's great for mums during their busy day. Absolutely. It's good for everyone of all ages, someone has said. Some people freeze it and use it as an ice block, and that's great for kids. You can add cranberries into ice blocks, so you can pour the Ningxia into your ice cube trays and you can add things to it. Great idea. One person suggested that her sausage dog has her little shot every day with breakfast. And there was a question, when's the best time to consume it? And not really any specific time, although some people believe that starting the day with it is a great way to go, and I think that's probably a good suggestion. I have mine in the evening while I'm cooking dinner, so it's just because that's when I remember it. Some people have said that they take it in the evening and it helps them sleep better, and others say they get energised in the evening and they can't take it in the evening, they have to take it in the morning. So it's a very individual thing. Another suggested use is that children love them as slushies at school. Also to take them when you're travelling or flying into your cabin baggage, and then order a sparkling mineral water from the hostess, and then you've got, you can mix the two together and you've got this really unique, beautiful drink that no one else on the plane has got, and you can start talking to them about Young Living then as well. I like to drink it with mineral water as well. Someone else has suggested that. Some people add zinc to it, and that's a really nice combination. And one person suggested adding 30 mils to her sleep tea. I haven't tried that yet, but I think that would probably be a good idea as well. One lady suggested she gives it to her sons, age 11 and 9, and 30 mils for them, and they find that fabulous. At school fairs, when there are snow cones with those terrible colours, you can get the plain snow cone and then add a Ningxia sachet. And it was Naomi from Lime Lizard who suggested that, or actually her daughter did. So that's some of the suggested uses. Other questions regarding Ningxia Red, is it safe for diabetics? Now, obviously this is an individual thing as well. It depends on where that diabetic person is at. We recommend, or we suggest, that it is fine for a diabetic. They obviously have a great demand for nutrients in their bodies. It doesn't spike blood sugars. But, just to be cautious, you would want to perhaps start on a low dose, or get that person to speak to their doctor just to monitor them while they're introducing this into their regime. Another question was, if someone needs extra support from, say, surgery, can they increase the daily dose from 60 mils? I kind of addressed that. If there's a need for extra nutrients, which, when we're in recovery from anything, you would suspect that an extra boost of nutrients is going to be a good idea. Whether 60 mils enough, or maybe doubling that for a little while is going to be beneficial, really depends on the individual. So give it a try. When's the best time to consume it? We've addressed that. And then, so let's talk about two concerns that people have. One is about the stevia and the possible downside of stevia. Now, stevia hasn't been particularly well researched, and some of the research that's been done on it has been a long time ago, or not particularly comprehensive, or it's on rats, and those rats were fed bucket loads of it in a short period of time to see what kind of effects of that, which really can't be correlated to humans very, very easily, because it's something we're never likely to do. Now, we consume toxins or poisons regularly on a daily basis. Even natural foods have chemicals in them that, if we took on their own, if we consume those chemicals on their own, that would have a detrimental effect on our body. And our bodies are well set up generally for detoxifying these things out of our body if they're in very small amounts. So it's a matter of moderation, I guess. Now, with stevia, it is it's an ingredient or a constituent, if you like, that is, sugar is, it's 1/200th, 1/100th or so the strength of sugar is the strength of stevia. So the amount of stevia that you need is much smaller, and so you're consuming a lot less of these refined ingredients. So overall, stevia is considered to be a far, far better sweetener than virtually anything else out there on the market. It doesn't affect blood sugars. It doesn't have any calories. And as far as we know, so far, it's well tolerated by human beings. So it is in some of the Young Living products for that reason. Now, as far as sodium benzoate goes, first of all, let me ask you a question here. Put your thinking caps on. What does the sodium benzoate ingredient, constituent, what does it do? Why is it put into foods? And honestly, it's in a lot of foods, in particular soft drinks. And many people drink soft drinks or multiple drinks on a daily basis, and are consuming this sodium benzoate without even realising it. What does it do? Well, the answer to that question is that it is a preservative. How does it preserve? It preserves, well, first of all, it preserves against yeast growth. So it preserves it from fermenting, and then, it allows products that are fresh, like Ningxia, to have a shelf life and to be shipped around the world without exploding in the bottle. So unfortunately, or fortunately, we live in a world where we have access to all these beautiful foods, which years and centuries ago, people only had access to when they were ripe or when they were available, or if they were available in their local region. Now we have this beautiful choice, but with that comes the need for preservatives. And there are some nasty ones around, and sodium benzoate is considered safe. And the amount, let me ask you, how much do you think we have in the, because yes, as it's mentioned in the ingredient list, it is in Ningxia Red. And how much is in there? Well, the FDA recommends no more than 0.1. So 0.1% is allowed in any foods that are manufactured. And beyond that, it's believed that it, rather than having necessarily a detrimental effect on health, it really starts to have an aftertaste. But the amount that's in the Young Living products is 0.0025%. So thousands less than the generally considered safe or the FDA recommended amount. Possibly that's because we have other things in the fruit that, or in the drink, that help with the preservation of the berries. So you'll find sodium benzoate in lots of foods, as I mentioned, salad dressings, particularly these acidic foods, the salad dressings, jams, fruit juices, pickles, and condiments. Now, there's some of the concern about sodium benzoate is that when in the presence of vitamin C, added vitamin C, by the way, it can convert into a chemical called benzene, and benzene has nasty side effects. But for that to occur, for that conversion to occur, certain things need to be present. So let me just let you know what they are, because the Ningxia Red does not qualify for these. So in order for sodium benzoate to be converted into benzene, there needs to be the presence of additional vitamin C, carbonic acid, needs to be a low antioxidant environment, and there needs to be heat. So the Ningxia Red is a superfood with lots of antioxidants. So, and there's no carbonic acid present in Ningxia Red. So we're looking at the possibility of any benzene being created to be absolutely minimal. And there we can, as I mentioned earlier, we can tolerate some benzene in our bodies anyway. You can, consuming other foods, that this benzene is created as well. So we've got that comparison there that makes it a negligible effect, and the likelihood of it being in the product in the first place is very slim. Now, there is a further information on the sodium benzoate posted in the Young Living Distributors Facebook page. So if you're wanting more information or you want to remember what I was talking about, then do go to the Young Living Distributor Facebook page, search for it and you'll find it if you're not already on it. And in one of the posts there's a link to a blog post regarding some sodium benzoate, which is really, really informative. Okay, let's continue with the Ningxia berries. These are fabulously versatile and have a great taste. So what you might want to know about the Ningxia berries is that they go through a thorough washing process, and they're air dried. They're not freeze dried. They're air dried, and the reason that they are so nutrient rich is because they've been processed in a way to protect those nutrients. And that's why the Ningxia red is so nutrient rich as well, because everything in the manufacturing process is designed to maintain those nutrients. Not a concern for other food manufacturers. For example, with your orange juice that's made from concentrate, which that process destroys many of the nutrients that were originally in the orange. So obviously we're interested in maintaining these nutrients because we understand the important role that nutrients have on our health. How do you use Ningxia berries? Well, lots of ways, lots and lots of ways. First of all, just snacking on them raw is perfectly legitimate way of consuming those extra nutrients. Tea, you can make wolfberries into tea by just simply taking maybe 5 or 10 berries and adding hot water and letting it steep for a while, and it starts to infuse the tea water with the flavour and the nutrients from the Ningxia wolfberries. You can then I guess you could use the berries once you've finished your tea. You could probably eat them as well. Smoothies are great, so soak them overnight and add them to your smoothies. Or even if you don't have time to soak them, whack them in your smoothie and just let the blender blend them up. That also works. Trail mix, add berries instead of perhaps sultanas or raisins or whatever to your trail mix with some carob buttons and some nuts and seeds, and that's a great snack for hiking or for the kids, or not at school. Can't have nuts these days, but even at work as a possible snack to have. Not potentially every day. We don't want to eat too many nuts every day, and if you're already having nuts for breakfast in your muesli or in your salad at lunch, just be mindful that they are calorie dense, although they're beautiful, healthy calories, so not usually a problem for most people. Cereal, you can add the berries, sprinkle them on your cereal, or even create your own muesli. Like I have my own muesli recipe that I create, and that's what I have for breakfast most mornings when I'm not having smoothies generally. And there is a muesli recipe, I believe, in the Young Living cookbook. And I use the berries. It's the only fruit that I have actually in my muesli because I don't want too much concentrated sweetness, and it has a beautiful flavour. I tend to soak my muesli overnight, so I'll make it up with my milk and overnight, make it up, put it in the fridge, let it soak overnight, and then I'll add the next day fresh fruit and yogurt. It's just divine. Muffins and scones, energy bars and soups are other opportunities for adding these superfruits to your diet. Speaking of soups, this is often the way the Chinese consumed the goji berry. And I did a bit of search on the internet and came up with this fantastic recipe. It was from the nihao.co.uk website. But there's many other recipes out there. And it's really simple. It's chicken stock, a few spices, the berries themselves, some mushrooms, or you can alter it to whatever your taste is. And there you're consuming superfoods in your everyday diet, and maybe that's a great way to get it into your kids as well. The package itself, if anyone's interested in knowing the package itself that the wolfberries came in, is well thought out as well. It's a food safe, what's called mylar-lined resealable bag. It's very handy. Other foods that contain the Ningxia wolfberry from Young Living is the Balance Complete. And I'm not going to go into a great deal of detail in these additional products because they'll come up in a separate training. But the Balance Complete, fabulous formula for meal substitution, really. For those of you who are busy and who want a nutrient hit, even though you're busy, you know, so many people use the excuse that they're busy, they don't have time to justify having donuts for breakfast or something like that, and it's just not necessary. You can make up smoothies the night before and have them in the fridge. Yes, there might be some nutrient loss, but compared to, you know, toast or donuts or croissants for breakfast, it's so much better. And you know, this contains all the benefits of the wolfberries in, as well as other ingredients that are fantastic for satiety, for keeping you full until lunchtime, for keeping your blood sugars balanced, and just what a healthy diet is meant to do. So have a look into that Balance Complete if you're not already taking it. It's just it's a great fibre supplement as well. In fact, you know, start off slow with introducing the Balance Complete into your diet. Especially if you have a little bit of tummy upset, just work on maybe half a scoop a day first, and then work up to the 2 scoops, and you'll be fine. Another ingredient or another product with the wolfberry is the sulfazyme, and like Ningxia Red and possibly the Balance Complete, sulfazyme is something to consider having on a daily basis, part of your regular supplement routine. It's got sulfur. It contains this MSM, which is methyl sulfonyl methane, and it's a sulfur constituent. And sulfur is such an important nutrient in our body. Do your own research and find out about sulfur and its roles in the body, its roles in the liver and skin and so on. It's an important nutrient, and the Ningxia wolfberry in this formulation really helps with the absorption of the sulfur. Now, foods in our diet that contain sulfur, they're often ones we don't typically eat enough of, especially those who aren't that particular about being, having a healthy diet. They're things like the cabbage family, or what's called the brassica family. So that's kale, cabbage, Brussels sprouts, broccoli sprouts, cauliflower, and many others. There's many more in that family. That all the Asian greens, the bok choys, and so they're also part of that cabbage family, and very nutrient dense family of foods, and containing sulfur. And sulfur is one of those kind of smelly nutrients. So that's just one of the byproducts of it. It just has a fragrance, so to speak. But very nutritious. So consider taking sulfur on a daily basis as well. Now let me just see, back to my questions about these products for you. Let me find my notes on that. All right, anything about products and suggestions regarding our berries and our wolfberry containing foods? Let's have a look. So somebody suggested that they add wolfberries to their rice salad instead of sultanas. That's a great idea. One of the questions about the sulfazyme was the type of capsule that it comes in. In Australia, we just have it in the capsule. It is a vegetarian form of gelatin. So it's suitable for vegans and vegetarians. Someone says it's great for vegan diets, and particularly if a vegan isn't particularly healthy. Some of the vegans struggle to get enough nutrition with the limitations that they have. And so regular supplementation is important, I think, for everyone. But sometimes when there's dietary restrictions, whether it's from sensitivities or personal choice, it pays to have additional nutrients in the diet. And that's all our questions, I think, about those products. And so let's continue. Ningxia Zing obviously contains the wolfberries, because as the name suggests, and it's our answer to all those nasty, unhealthy energy drinks and soft drinks out there. Yes, it's a little bit more expensive because we're not manufacturing on the scale of the soft drink industry, and also it actually has these beautiful essential oils in it, which we know are a worthwhile investment. So just to give you a bit of background about the Ningxia Zing, it came from Gary Young, as many of our products do, when he was working on the farm, and at the end of the long day he'd come in wanting something cold and fresh and bubbly, and looked at the options out there and wasn't impressed with any of them. So hence the creation of the Ningxia Zing, which is not full of over-processed, over-caffeinated ingredients or sugar. And let's have a look then. So no artificial colours, flavours or preservatives, and only 35 calories per can. It's a great boost for busy people in the afternoons, perhaps when you need a lift, or any time. And as I mentioned, great added to Ningxia Red, and also what we say, it's hydrating energy, preservative free, and it's for people who are on the go. So I'm missing my slide that had the ingredients, my apologies, but obviously carbonated water is the main ingredient, but it's sweetened with the evaporated cane juice and with pear juice concentrate and a little bit of stevia, tiny bit of stevia, so that it tastes good. If it doesn't taste good, then nobody wants to drink it. It also has the black pepper and the lime peel essential oils in them, so for that flavour boost and the zing that you get out of it. All right, let's look at Wolfberry Crisp Bars, another source of the Ningxia Wolfberries, and these are fabulous crunchy health bar that contain ingredients that make it a protein bar in essence. So it has protein from whey concentrate and from rice flour and soy crisps and soy protein and others. So it's a great, for those who are interested in protein bars, and anyone managing blood sugars and needs more protein, then this is not a sugar-filled snack bar like many of them. So awesome with the pumpkin seeds and the wolfberries and so on. Also has some cashews and walnuts, so not nut-free, and deliberately so for that protein profile, and healthy fats as well. So it's a really great in-between snack that sustains you till dinner, particularly if you are a person that has the late dinners. And then we have the Sleek Bar. Sleek Bar is part of our Sleek range, which, as you know, is our healthy weight supplement to a healthy diet range, and some fantastic ingredients in the Sleek Bar. I'm not going to go into detail today because we will address those on a separate training, but there's a lot of research and science gone into the formulation of this bar so that it assists with satiety, so keeping you feeling full, with balancing your health so that you can have the best chance of success in whatever program that you're taking on to manage your weight and health every day. So we will discuss that in a separate training, because the potato skin extract and the Bing cherries and the inulin all have reasons for being in there, and something really important. If you can't wait for the training, then I do encourage you to do your own separate research. I did want to mention the Ningxia Nitro as well. It isn't available in Australia because of the TGA approval. Unfortunately, the TGA just does not approve some products, and everyone outside of the US, all the global Young Living communities in Asia and Europe, we have to go through this process where we can only bring in the products that are allowed. And ultimately that is for the benefit of everyone, but it does feel inconvenient sometimes. But for those of you who may be purchasing for personal use through the US website as well, this might be something that you'd like to try out if you haven't already. It's got the beautiful Korean ginseng or Panax ginseng in it, and as well as green tea extract and the essential oils along with the wolfberry. So it's a real pick-me-up cognitive boost for the day when you are trying to not have coffee, perhaps. It's well worth giving it a try. So any more comments? Yes, there are a couple more comments to add for the products we've just mentioned. Someone asked about further sleep products coming into Australia, and yes, of course, we're always trying to bring those, but often they need reformulation in order for the approval process to occur within Australia, and that is an ongoing process. So watch this space. Same with the Ningxia Nitro, as I mentioned. Unless some of these things are reformulated, then we can't get them into Australia, and we do attempt to do that on an ongoing basis. So we're expanding the Young Living range all the time. Someone asked, what is the Korean ginseng? Korean ginseng is a herb. Many of you might have seen it. It's kind of it's a root that it actually looks like a person, the root, if you see images of it. And it's a traditional Chinese remedy that's been used for centuries. It's called an adaptogen, and what that means is it helps us adapt. So it's one of those fortifying herbs which I think we should really consider having on a daily basis to help us deal with our everyday stress and busy lives. All right, just a couple more products that we're going to feature regarding the wolfberry. There are more than what I'm covering, but have a look in the ingredients list if you'd like to find more. But let's look at the wolfberry eye cream. As the name suggests, it contains wolfberry seed extract in this instance, or seed oil. And the wolfberry is a favourite of a lot of people. I use it every day. It's great for the sort of under the eyes, the dark circle area under the eyes, because it has this effect of reducing puffiness and smoothing that area as well. It contains some beautiful ingredients: shea butter, obviously essential oils, and herbal extracts and vitamins and minerals and so on. It's wonderfully moisturising, it conditions the skin, and if you take it or use it, usually in last thing at night, you can put it on the eye area and repeat it in the morning, and it helps with those dark circles. Use it regularly if you want some beautiful effects. And then we have the Boswellia wrinkle cream. I bought some of this for my mum for Christmas actually, and I use it myself particularly after going to the gym. Not because it's necessarily specific for that, but just because I have it in my gym bag, and it's there for me to use. So it contains pure essential oils like wonderful frankincense and sandalwood, which are traditionally very good for skin health. It minimizes shine and reduces the appearance of fine lines. So the wolfberry seed oil is in there because it helps promote hydration, and it's just nutrient rich. So it's important to have a skincare cream that you don't pay an absolute fortune for, that has nutrients in it, because your skin is hungry for nutrients as much as any other part of the body. All right, so just a reminder, the Ningxia PSK. Now, many of us start on the regular PSK, but we do have this beautiful Ningxia PSK, which is a great starting kit for anyone who is maybe more interested in the nutrition side of Young Living than perhaps the essential oil side. We all get introduced to Young Living in different ways. And so the new Ningxia PSK, well, it's not that new anymore, we haven't had it for that long though, is a fabulous introduction to Young Living, and gives you 3 bottles of Ningxia Red and some essential oils, some sachets, and is a great price point for coming into the Young Living membership, if you like. There's some additional sachets as well. So consider that next time you have somebody in your world who is interested in getting started with Young Living as well. And, you don't have to be a business builder to share Young Living, but getting them started in the right way is really important. All right, well, we've come to the end of our session. Thank you for your listening. I appreciate it. If you've come this far, then you're now well informed about Ningxia Red. There's lots more information out there, more questions people are asking. So you're welcome to post on the various websites if you'd like more questions, or to email or speak to member services as well for more information. We're gathering more information on an ongoing basis because we want you well informed. So I look forward to seeing you again next time when we discuss a different product range. And be well and continue with your commitment to being healthy and well. It's a great benefit to the world, I think, to have role models leading the way. So thank you. Goodbye.